Hello and welcome to Kentucky Brew Reviews. I'm Radar.
Special K, and tonight we're doing Jameson, but not just any Jameson. It's Jameson IPA edition. Whiskey finished in craft beer barrels. Product of Ireland. It's got a citrus. It says crisp citrus, light hops, floral aromas, triple distilled. It says they use 8D brewing. They borrow our casks to age their IPA. So I'm curious because normally when people age IPAs in or any beers in barrels, they're already used. Mm-hmm. So these are triple used barrels?
No, that's the thing that I was complaining about earlier. When you said you bought this,
it says seasoned.
I was like, okay, so the barrels are originally owned by Jameson. Then they have whiskey aged in them.
No, so it's finished in Jameson. So it's already normal Jameson, and they just add an extra step of leaving it in the IPA barrels. So it's finished Jameson, then they put it in the IPA barrels after the fact.
My complaint still exists though. Like it may be that it doesn't taste bad, but it's aged in a normal barrel. Then that barrel, and Jameson uses used barrels. Mm-hmm. So, some of their barrels are used. So it's aged in a used barrel. Those barrels are then used to age beer. Then those same barrels are used to age Jameson a second time. So 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th time these barrels have been used on the same alcohol.
It also doesn't say how long it's been finished. It could have just been set in it for a week.
Yeah, they could have just had a spigot running and the barrel set sideways and just ran through. I don't know. So, this bothers me though.
$22 for a bottle, pretty good. But that was on sale at Total Wine, so.
I just by the theory that I just ran through you, I feel that that's not a good value.
So it's way more vanilla-y on the nose than typical Jameson. Mm-hmm. Still hot like Jameson because Jameson's kind of young. I'm not getting any hops or anything in there. It just smells like.
It's not super floral.
It smells more like Jameson aged in bourbon barrels. Is what it smells like to me.
Well, think of a European style IPA, like Harp made one a while back that was nitro. I can't remember what it was called.
It's burning my nose hairs, that's for sure.
It doesn't smell that off from Jameson, but it's a whole lot more vanilla. Than I'm used to out of a Jameson.
Forward. Let's taste it.
Hot, spicy,
very hot.
It's not very hot. It does have that alcohol bite to it.
It's very young, like Jameson. All I'm getting is vanilla and a very subtle, maybe a floralness in there.
I was thinking there could be a floralness, but I'm also thinking that I could have just inserted that flavor myself. Mm-hmm. It's very, very mild, if it exists at all.
The only big thing I'm tasting difference is it's just way more vanilla forward.
There's a lot more vanilla.
That's it. It's actually not bad by any means.
It's sweeter. They've created a sweeter Jameson.
Is it what it says it is? I don't think so. I'm not getting any crisp citrus or light hops in there. I mean, we've had hop tequila before, and that was very hop forward. This is not very hop forward. It doesn't have any hops in it.
It's a little bit hoppy on the aftertaste. Like if you let it sit, breathe it, let it exist. It is a little bit floral. There's definitely a floralness in this.
It's slightly sweeter than regular Jameson. So if you want a Jameson that's slightly sweeter, more floral, it has nothing to do with IPAs because it doesn't. There's no IPA in it.
I don't know if it tastes like floral like hops though. It tastes floral like it's like medicinal. Almost.
I feel like it's probably the
more medicinal. Going pretty hard there. I see. A little bit more.
Oops.
That's good.
I always do 1 to 3.
Yeah.
It's not bad straight. It's Jameson. Like I said, it's just a slightly more vanilla Jameson. I would give it. I'm gonna give it. I had to take a half point off because it's not what it says it is. I'm not getting any of that in there. It just tastes like a bourbon barrel aged Jameson, in my opinion, like a more vanilla.
What does yours smell like? I'm gonna give it I'll give it a 5.5.
Like a pool?
Yeah. No, it almost doesn't smell like anything now.
It smells like a pool.
Like, smell mine. maybe it's the difference. It almost doesn't smell like anything now.
It's kind of sweet, almost chloriney. That's what I'm getting from it. Straight.
Yeah, it does smell like it smells.
You said 5.5.
Yes.
6.
It smells a little bit like a swimming pool.
I'm happy that it's not too IPA forward because it still salvages this bottle of Jameson. You know what I mean?
Yes. I mean, I could still drink it.
Yeah.
It would probably take a while for me to go through a bottle.
Yeah, but I might come over and they want Jameson. They're like, oh, but that's IPA. I'm like, nah, it's just vanilla.
No, trust me. Try this. Have a couple fingers of this.
All right, well, let's do it.
How? Ow.
Taste it before I say my words. It's very earthy now. Earthy.
I could see it as
more
the vanilla.
More floral, more vanilla. Earthy. That's what I'm getting from it.
I think the earthiness is from the vanilla and the Coke carameliness.
I think it's better mixed.
I don't know if it's better mixed.
Jameson's a better mixer. Jameson's a good mixer. It's not a very good. I mean, a lot of people love Jameson, but it's a pretty weak whiskey.
Definitely. I'm getting more of that medicinal floralness
I'm gonna go with 6.5 as a mixer. Still not quite to the good range, but it's getting there. I would drink it, no problem. If somebody said had this versus like, Heaven Hill or something, I'd be like, I'll take Jameson. Or
the corners of my mouth, like back where my molars are, still taste like regular Jameson.
So they have a stout one too.
Of course they do.
That one's got to be more flavorful.
I would imagine it is. I think I will give this a 6. Mixed as it is, I think it's more interesting to taste. That earthiness is nice. I think it's nice and warm. I'll give it a 6 as a mixer.
Yeah, if you're into Jameson and you're into IPAs, you're not going to get any IPA flavor. It's just a more vanilla-y Jameson. If that appeals to you, then go ahead and give it a try, but I can't recommend it. There are better Irish whiskeys out there. There are more interesting whiskeys out there.
Agreed.
I think I'm curious to try their stout one because stouts are pretty dark and very distinctive in flavor, so I'm assuming that would actually imprint some flavor on it. Mm-hmm. IPAs, number one, you don't age IPA in barrels very often to begin with. It's not a common thing.
We've seen a couple of them. We've seen a lot of experimental
You
aged
see that
IPAs.
more often with stouts.
Especially with places like Goodwood, that all they do is they just age stuff.
Yeah. Well, because they make booze, so it just makes sense that you reuse the barrels.
A lot of experimental companies, experimental beer distilleries or breweries, they have some sort of aged IPA offering.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's been our episode. If there's something you'd like to see on the channel, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that like button. I'm Special K.
And I'm Radar. Thanks for watching.